Welcome to Straight from the Muzzle, folks, where we're anything but straight. My name is Space.
And I'm Sparrow.
And we welcome you to our episode, which is about what today?
Man, today we are talking about furry fandom and pop culture, which I feel like we sneak these topics into almost every episode. We thought it'd be good to have like a dedicated episode.
Yeah, that tends to happen with a lot of our episodes. We'll talk about, little things here and there, but we've started to more or less dedicate actual topics to episodes that we've talked about in the past as its own thing. So
yeah, like usually we always go on our soapbox talking about how the furry fandom is unique because it's purely an artist thing. All the creatives control it. Corporations don't do all this. It's all us. But pop culture still has its place in the fandom. And oftentimes, at least in my experience, I feel like there's a pop culture to furry fandom pipeline where you're a kid and you watch this movie or you play this game. And then that thing leads you to discovering the furry fandom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Before we go, dive into this topic real quick, I just want to say, yay, new season 12.
Yay!
We've made it.
We're here. 12 seasons.
Yes. And this year, we're going to be focusing on kind of going back to our roots of how we used to do things. So we're going to have more furry-related content, less outside content, more guests than we have in the past before. So if you have a guest in mind, let us know. We'll reach out to them.
Or if you want to be a guest.
Yeah, if you want to be a guest, that's also a possibility as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we're incorporating our listeners into our episodes more. That goes with being a guest or having your suggestion be mentioned in an episode itself or getting credit for something. So we want to give back. And we're also going to be doing artist features. Not this episode because I didn't plan one. I should have, but I didn't. But we're going to be doing artist features at the end of each episode as well. We used to do this a long time ago. We stopped for whatever reason, and we're going to bring it back because why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why
I
not
could do an artist feature real quick if you want.
Yeah, let's do one. Yeah, go for it.
Sure. Hell yeah. Okay, so I recently commissioned an artist by the name of Fish Friend on Instagram, and I wouldn't say they're furry, but they're furry adjacent. Like, they attended Furry Week in Atlanta. They do a lot of art shows and events around Atlanta, Georgia, since, that's where I am. They do a lot of paleo art and nature art. So less anthro leading, but a lot of animals, right? And they specialize in lino printing. So when you're carving into a block of wood or rubber, and then you make patches or prints based off of that. And they've just recently started taking mask commissions. And these are incredible. They're not like fursuits, right? They're artist masks. So they're made out of paper mache and felting wool and cardboard, things like that. And I recently commissioned a Rhamphorhynchus mask from them, which is a type of pterosaur, like a pterodactyl.
Mm-hmm.
And it is incredible, so well crafted, really sturdy considering it's made from paper mache and wool and cardboard. Really, really cool shapes going on. They're really good at dinosaurs and birds and things like that. But I suggest going to check them out because they're doing incredible work. And it seems like they're working with a lot of furries to make their masks and to make ceramics and block prints and things like that. So definitely go check them out.
Okay, well then if you're going to plug one, I'm going to plug one now because your paper kind of inspired me for one specific.
Yeah.
There's also another person on Instagram called Elliot Stuff, and they specialize in fursuits specifically made out of paper. And they are amazing. I just saw their newest ones, their newest videos, and they made fursuit peepaws, and I'm like, I can't believe all of that is made out of paper. I'm gonna send a link to you, Sparrow, so you can see it.
Is their main character orange and blue?
Possibly. Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, I might be following them already.
Yeah, and their stuff is super vibrant. The color is vibrant. The way they make the suits are super vibrant. There's been a lot of pushback on them though, because it's oh, but it's made out of paper. So as soon as you take it outside, it's going to get all messed up and wrinkly and all watered down. I'm like, you know what? Shut the fuck up.
Literally, who cares? And also,
most
people who make paper fursuits either laminate the paper with tape or they're sealing it. Maybe they're not using copy paper, obviously, but they're using cardstock or something.
Yeah.
Most materials that professional mask makers use is paper-based and cardboard-based, like how my new Rhamphorhynchus mask is paper mache. Of course, you don't want to get it wet, duh. But it's also not going to get you as sweaty as a normal fursuit So it's not like it's going to get moist like a fursuit is. People need to get over that.
One way you can actually protect it from getting wet is Mod Podging it.
Yeah, exactly. Like there are ways around it.
What's crazy about how well their art is and what they do is they're only 16 years old.
Crazy.
Yeah. So I'd love to see where they're at in like 4 years or so, just to kind of see if they've improved their art, which I know they have over the year. They've improved a lump sum. So that's my particular artist as well. And make sure you link me that fish friend so I can get that plugged in there.
I shall.
All right. Now
Awesome.
the artist features out of the way. Boop.
Boop. Check.
Let's talk about what pop culture is.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and define that for us, Space? Be the sciencer today.
I shall be. I will put my science hat on, even though I don't have a degree.
It's okay, Space. You can borrow mine. It's not like I'm using it right now.
So pop culture is mainstream ideas, trends, and content like music, games, movies, and social media that are widely enjoyed and influenced by society.
And widely enjoyed for furries, it could be different than widely enjoyed by non-furries, obviously. But the idea of the pop culture for furries specifically is that it came from mainstream.
Exactly. Many people are introduced to the furry fandom through pop culture first and then get into the more personal art and culture of the fandom later.
Do you have any examples of like pop culture furry adjacent things that introduced you to what anthropomorphism is?
I mean, you have like the classic, like, you know, Robin Hoods, like all the old Disney cartoons, because I prefer those. And then if I really had to think about it, I think maybe what really got me into it was, I mean, it probably seeded something in my brain when I was a kid, but I didn't really think of anything until I was like 18 or 20. But Bongo Bear.
Yeah.
It's a really cute cartoon from Disney, but it's really hard to find. And one of my friends went to Disneyland, and I guess Felix told them, hey, if you get something for Space, try to see if you can get it Bongo Bear related. Now, that's really hard because Disneyland or Disney World has specific, you know, shops and stuff that don't necessarily have all that older stuff. But lo and behold, he brought back a little tiny bear on a unicycle. And I'm like, holy crap, you actually found one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Bongo Bear has always been my absolute favorite over everything, just because he's a bear.
Yeah. I feel like my Disney bear was, of course, Brother Bear. I remember watching that as a kid and then going outside and pretending I was a bear. I would go and sit in the creek and act like it was the salmon run and, you know, all that imaginative play.
I've got that bear in the creek kind of picture that we got at BLFC that one year when we went together.
Yeah, mine's hanging up in our bedroom in a frame, actually.
Yeah, I've got this whole like wall in front of me of just different art pieces. They're not necessarily my persona, but I've got like one from Silent Rhea. It's just like a polar bear on a snowboard. Some other stuff that I've picked up, some fan art that people have sent to us before. Things that have all kind of just like inspired and remind me of the fandom in general.
We love to have an inspo wall.
Which is funny because I mentioned Robin Hood, and that's like right in the next particular topic, which is furry films.
Yeah, film is the big one, right? Because not everybody has access to like gaming consoles but I feel like even poorer families would at least go to the movie theater every now and then as like a treat. So cinema's big.
Oh, yeah. And Disney is probably one of those big circles that encompasses everything that also leads to the culture and the furry fandom.
I mean, I would say that a lot of art from like the early 2000s furry fandom was very much inspired by Disney's shapes.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I've never seen Disney Renaissance. Is that like a TV show?
No, the Disney Renaissance is an era. So that's right when Disney was at its biggest, when The Lion King came out, when Aristocats and all those like classic animated films, they just kept publishing banger after banger.
Those would be like Robin Hood, Lion King.
Yeah, Robin Hood, Lady and the Tramp. God, I loved Lady and the Tramp as a kid. 101 Dalmatians was a big one for me also, because my sister loved the books. And even to this day, if she has trouble sleeping, she listens to the 101 Dalmatians audiobook. But like our cakes were it was always dog movies, I feel like, in my household.
Oh yeah. And you also had like movies and shows like DuckTales.
Yes.
DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, I don't really consider the mermaid as like a furry thing, but it is what it is, I suppose. I'm just
Oh,
going
little
through this
kid shows
list,
though. Little kid shows had a lot, and theirs aren't
like Bear
Disney
in the Big Blue
specific.
House.
Yeah, so children's shows are big because, I mean, obviously the childhood to furry pipeline, if it's not movies, it's got to be TV shows. Like mine, Dragon Tales and Little Bear. Dude, I would draw dragons all the time. Yes, I was so obsessed with dragons and Dragon Tail. Like, I had a little Ord plushie. I still have it. It's on a shelf. He's the blue guy. Did you watch Little Bear?
I did not.
You're older than me. What were your childhood shows?
Childhood shows would still be Bernstein Bears would be one, but that was a book, not necessarily a show.
You know what? Kids' books count.
Yeah. Then there was Dragon Tales. I grew up on the Dinosaurs show, like the animatronic one.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's that. And then my brothers all watched like Transformers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and all of those types of shows. So if I'm trying to remember like just back as to what exactly I watched, I honestly can't remember.
Maybe you just weren't a kids show enjoyer?
Or maybe I'm just old.
TV wasn't your thing, or you're old.
I'm turning 39 well, technically I will be 39 once this episode comes out. So.
Crazy.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm a gray muzzle.
I'll be turning 30 in April.
Oh my God, you're 9 years younger than me?
Yeah.
Not older. I could have sworn you were like closer to my age.
No.
Oh my God. Am I the oldest one on the podcast?
You are.
God, how old is Deer Dog then?
Deer Dog is younger than me, I thought.
Shit.
Deer Dog's a baby.
Damn it.
I know.
Oh man, that sucks.
Why?
Realization.
At least you're... Hey, I can't wait to be older because I'm hoping I'll be financially stable by then.
I'm getting there. I am getting there financially stable wise. Like
That's
I finally
so nice.
have my savings accounts. I have like multiple of them set up. And so I've got that going for me, which helps a lot now if I have like an emergency situation or something breaks on my car and now I have money to fix it. I don't have to go to Felix to ask for that kind of thing.
Or a credit card like me.
Yeah, or a credit card. I have a credit card, but I don't spend more than $200 in a month.
Yeah.
So, and I usually pay it off bi-weekly.
Oh, dude, that's so nice. I have so much credit card debt from emergencies specifically.
Like hitting that deer.
Well, that was a long time ago. More like when my dog got seizures and stuff.
Oh, geez. But enough sad stuff.
Yeah, boo!
What shows did you grow up on? Or did we already go over that?
I mean, Dragon Tales was a big one, and so was Little Bear, which makes sense.
Oh, I did grow up on Clifford.
Clifford is a good one. Our kindergarten teacher would always play Clifford when people were coming into the classroom. But like more so than animated TV shows for me, I was big into puppets. Like there was Between the Lions, and that was like the reading show, and it had puppets, and of course Sesame Street. But Jim Henson, dude, Jim Henson.
Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock, yeah. Jim Henson was big in my childhood. The Muppets and the Labyrinth, the Dark Crystal. The Labyrinth and the Dark Crystal are not like kid shows or movies necessarily, but I watched them and I loved them.
Muppets from Space was a good one.
Yes, I would try to make my own puppets just out of like my mom's jackets. She'd get so mad at me for tearing them up. Puppets were a big part of my childhood.
Do you know that they're finally making a standalone Miss Piggy movie?
As she deserves it. Yeah. I'll say it. A lot of people are Miss Piggy haters. I am not one of them.
I love Miss Piggy.
She slays.
She's sassy. She knows what she wants. She's got attitude. She's everything I want to be and currently am at the same time. So, and that's like what her movie is kind of going to be around, is just that whole like personality of her. And I'm like, yes, it's something we've needed for so long.
Miss Piggy would be an ally.
Yeah. Bluey is another big one too. Bluey, not necessarily a youngin' thing, but I mean, it's generated towards a younger audience, but it has a much bigger audience, much like My Little Pony.
Yeah. You know what? My Little Pony deserves a little mention too. I feel like a lot of teenagers got into My Little Pony and became bronies, and then that led them into the furry fandom. Whether that's a good thing or not.
What would that be for Bluey then? Would it just be Blueys?
No. I feel like people who like Bluey don't have to be furries, because I got a lot of students who watch Bluey and enjoy Bluey, but they're not like furries at all.
I love Bluey. It's there's a bunch of episodes that really just resonate with me, especially the one where Bingo has that dream.
Oh,
and she's in
yeah.
space. And that one makes me cry every single time.
God, bingo.
Bingo.
Oh, bingo.
Fraggle Rock was a really cool one. I mean, I watched that one a lot. I can think of the tune right now. Dun, 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 dun. That was part of the tune. That wasn't the whole tune.
You know, when I think of really early furry fandom, like I wasn't there for it, but 80s and 90s, I feel like puppets were a lot more popular then.
Oh, yeah. Think about like going to Chuck E. Cheese and watching the band.
Yeah. But like even at early furry conventions, see what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
puppets were a thing. And I think there's a comeback. I think there's a puppet comeback right now.
It's fursuit based puppets. So they're the smaller version, hand puppet form of their fursuit. And it's so cute. And I cannot figure out who's doing it or who's making them.
I know who it is. I just don't know how to pronounce their username. It's like Kaijaho. It starts with a C.
Okay.
I don't know. It starts with a C. He might be Hispanic. I don't know. But his mascot's like a green cat with big yellow eyes.
Okay, we need to get him as a guest.
Kaijaho Creations? We do. That would be great. I genuinely don't know how to pronounce the name.
You need to send me a link to that. But I've seen a couple of like known fursuiters get those done, and I absolutely love it because then a puppet is its own thing as well. You know, you kind of like put the cuteness of your personality into this puppet, and then you can literally just walk around with this puppet, and that puppet is your fursuit essentially.
I love it. We have a puppetry arts museum in Atlanta, and I went there maybe a few months ago, and I brought my own puppet of a little dragon with me. And it was really fun going to the puppet museum with a puppet and just like playing with my friends with the puppet while looking at puppets.
I guess another puppet version, you could consider it puppet, is Tim Burton films.
Yeah, because stop motion is technically puppetry.
And it's still very much still in pop culture today.
Oh, yeah.
We watched an insurance commercial. I don't remember who the insurance was, but they did it in the same style as Fantastic Mr. Fox. And I just remember that Felix and I were sitting in a restaurant, and all of a sudden I look up and I'm like, you got to watch this. And we couldn't hear anything. So we're just watching this commercial, and I'm like, I could watch this commercial over and over and over again. I don't care about the insurance. And then Felix finds it on YouTube, and we actually got to hear it. I'm like, this is so cute. But it's like something you do with like...
Is it the rabbit one?
Yes, the rabbit one.
Yeah, it's like Insure Your Den or something, talking about your house.
Yeah, it's so cute.
It's very Beatrix Potter style. Those are those kids' books with like Peter Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
It's like feral animals, but they still wear like overalls and things like that, which is still also very much Wes Anderson. He's the guy that does Isle of Dogs and Fantastic Mr. Fox. God, his movies are
weird.
So magical and weird. Yeah. I love
Wes Anderson does a variety of films, like more of his adult ones. Like they absolutely don't make sense at the beginning, but they tie in at the end. I think the most common classic one is The Grand Budapest Hotel is a good one. And they've made a couple of other ones, and they always have like really like well-known actors in them.
Yeah.
And they're super weird, but they're really funny at the same time. But every once in a while, he creates these like animated types of movies. Like you said, Fantastic Mr. Fox. Isle of Dogs is a really interesting one. I probably would watch that on a day where I just felt sick. It's kind of one of those, like you stay in with your soup and your saltine crackers and your giant jugs of water, and then you're watching these movies, essentially.
They're so warm. Like the color theory that they use is always yellows and blues and sepia tone feeling.
Well, and I guess we can't really not mention the British one.
Wallace and Gromit?
Dog. Yeah. I mean, that's a classic.
Dude, my wife loves Wallace and Gromit.
And all the like little side movies from it as well, like Shaun the Sheep, all that.
Did you call it Shauna?
No, Shaun of the Sheep.
Oh, okay. I thought it said Shauna the Sheep, and I'm like, dang, that's like a sleigh version of Shaun.
Shauna Sheep.
Shauna Sheep is here to slay. It sounds
and if
like
we're
a drag name.
If we're going to go down that route too, then there's a bunch of other ones. And like Charlotte's Web. Like, you know, that is also another one. Babe.
Dude. Charlotte's Web, you just unlocked something for me that relates to furry fandom, because my roommate would watch Charlotte's Web, and specifically the scene in the animated version where the rat is eating a lot of food and gets really fat.
Yeah.
They told me that they would rewind and rewatch that scene over and over again as a kid, and now as an adult, they're a fat fur.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, wow, that really unlocked something in you. So funny.
Oh my God, I just had it in my head. Jeez Louise. Nope, I can't think of it, and I'm sure it'll come back soon.
That's okay.
It's okay, it happens. There's
Well,
lots of if you think about it, okay, if you're looking and you're thinking about TV and film features of furry type-esque characters, it didn't necessarily make you furry then, but it definitely planted something in your brain then, and it kind of over time developed.
yeah,
So
it's like it plants the seed.
yeah, it does. It plants the seed.
I feel like for me that was Jim Henson films, because it planted the seed not just for like creatures and fuzzy animals. It planted the seed for me wanting to make stuff, which I think for me personally, not for everybody, but for me personally, is a large part of the fandom, is creation. For others, it might just be watching and absorbing art, but I think Jim Henson is really what hit it home for me.
Well, and it makes the connection. So it's like you're bringing those animals to life, and they have a personality, and they have character, and they have these jobs. And so you look at it now and you're like, that is almost what the fandom already is. Like, it's just, they had the idea, but it was never created around that idea. But that idea existed. So it's kind of cool. I'm having so much fun now reminiscing on different shows that I've watched.
Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, it's not even animated. Something that inspired me to... This is probably what kickstarted it for me.
Cats?
No. Ew.
Not the movie. I'm talking like the Broadway.
The Broadway I
weird.
did like. It's weird, but I liked it as a kid. So Van Helsing, that really shitty werewolf movie, is not a good movie. But I would watch it so often, specifically because I thought the werewolf was just so cool. And that is what kickstarted me to start going on YouTube and looking up werewolf costume tutorials. And that is where I discovered Beast Cub's quad suits. And that is why my first fursuit ever was a white wolf quad suit. So if anything, Van Helsing was my like pop culture spark into the fandom.
That's crazy. I didn't even know you had a white wolf quad.
Yeah, it was the very first thing I made. He looked like a fatty tumor, dude. It was so ugly. His name was Kazu, and I wore him as our basketball mascot in middle school. It was a nightmare. Have I never showed? You know what? I'm gonna send it to you on Telegram.
I think you've sent me a different like fursuit that you made that you said it was like your very first one or something, and I don't remember if it was that one specifically or if it was a different one.
It probably was this one.
But I've referenced it like a lot of times, and episodes past are like, oh yeah, she's got like a really crappy, like doesn't have it online anywhere, like picture. It's really hard to find.
I have to find it and send it to you, but it was incredible. It was incredibly ugly, but I was so proud of it. I remember I wore it on Halloween, and so many people got scared because it didn't look like a wolf. It looked like a white tumor lumbering around on all fours. Imagine that slowly coming at you when it's dark out. You're doomed. You're doomed. Like, it's over for you.
You know, I'm just going to list off some of the movies that we haven't listed as some potential furry bridges. So, I mean, you got the classic. This would be more modern and newer, but Zootopia.
Yeah.
Like, we've all waited for something like that. And the second one's coming out, which I don't know if I'm really excited for that one. But
I think we need to watch that one and have an episode that's reviewing it.
Yeah. Spirit, which is, the stallion.
Mm-hmm. So many people were attracted to that horse.
Wild Robot's a really good one.
That was a beautiful movie.
The Tale of Despereaux.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. Puss in Boots. Bad Guys. That one's a great one.
Bad Guys is incredible. Dude, every female character in the second movie was so hot. I'll say it. I'm not scared.
Yeah, no, they literally were. Madagascar, Balto.
Balto, yes.
Yeah. Ferdinand. Sing was a good one.
I didn't like Sing the first one, but the second one was okay.
You got like Rio, which I thought was a good movie. I guess
I liked Rio.
I like that one. Rango was a weird one. I mean, okay,
Johnny
Depp plays weird ass characters, but this one was one of those like, I don't know if I like it, but I'm definitely watching it again kind of movie.
I like Rango.
Oh, what is that?
I told you it's ugly.
Holy shit.
I know, it's ugly. It's crazy looking.
Oh my God.
I sold it to someone in Germany for $80.
Wow. I wonder if they've made any like improvements to it.
They probably threw it away as soon as they got it.
They're like, oh, no thanks.
This is not what I expected, but it was only $80.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did you ever watch Oliver and Company?
Yes, I loved Oliver and Company.
That one's cute. All dogs go to heaven.
That one's good too. It's sad, but it's good.
Yeah.
Also, Land Before Time series. We got a lot of paleo furries out here.
Oh my God. But they never stopped making them.
No, they didn't. Not all of them are good, but all of them are cute.
And then you have The Wild, which I never watched.
I didn't watch
What's
that
the
either.
movie where they break out of the zoo? Is that The Wild?
I thought that was Madagascar.
Is that Madagascar? Okay, shoot. That's what I was telling that to Felix the other day. And he's like, I think that's Madagascar. And I'm like, is it though? I don't know if it is.
I mean, there's got to be multiple movies where animals break out of a zoo. Let's be real.
You got Chicken Run. That's a great one.
I love Chicken Run.
Again, that's another claymation stop animation type.
Same people who did Wallace and Gromit did that.
Yeah. So all of these fun movies, you can Google it. Like if you want to, you can just Google animated animal films or 1990s to early 2000s. And tons of stuff will pop up. Maybe things you've seen but you didn't know the titles of. You'll be like, oh my God, I just came across one. My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say Ghibli probably could be considered a pipeline.
Could be. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a direct. It's probably like one of those scenic routes that eventually makes it to the destination.
I like that you mentioned scenic route. That's a really great analogy for that.
Yeah.
It truly is scenic.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's not just film and, TV shows that kind of lead you into the pipeline. It's also video games. Do you want to go over this?
Video games are huge. Yeah. You remember, this was like a year ago maybe, we had a guest email us telling us about their Crash Bandicoot OCs. And they were just like info dubbing in a good way. Like they were just, you could tell they had a passion for these OCs that they made that connected to Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is a good one. Sonic the Hedgehog. Like there's so many games that have anthropomorphic animals. And I feel like it's one of those things where a lot of people who are into video games or go to like conventions that are heavy on video games, they judge furries. They're like, ew, furries. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Because most video games that are popular have an anthropomorphic animal somewhere in there. Like you are an anthropomorphic animal enjoyer.
Oh, sorry, that was a burp.
Oh my gosh. But like, for me, it was a lot of like Donkey Kong, Banjo-Kazooie was big for me. Even new games like A Night in the Woods. There's so many video games with anthropomorphic animals in them.
Star Fox, you can't not mention Star Fox.
Yeah, Star Fox was huge. So many people have like Star Fox and Ratchet and Clank OCs. I see fursuits of those a lot.
Well, and so I asked our friends chat if there was anything in pop culture that they remember. A lot of them have mentioned some video games like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Ori and the Blind Forest, Animal Crossing. That's a good one. Someone mentioned Redwall. It's not necessarily a game that would have gone, well, I guess it'd be like books. That's just like its own thing.
Yeah. Or tabletop games too.
Oh yeah, tabletop games.
Like a D&D, I would argue, could be.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is something that is very fandom culture right there.
Yes.
I can't tell you. Every time I go to a convention and I go into the games room, there's always some sort of D&D Magic the Gathering type game going. And they're just all over the tables. And I'm like, I want to play a party game.
I know there's one fursuiter I follow. I think he has an opossum fursuit and a polar bear fursuit. Both of them are more realistic. And I think both of those characters for him started off as D&D characters and then he got into the fandom.
Oh, yeah.
That might be a good guest to have too. Talk about D&D and furry adjacent things.
Good, yeah. That would be a path.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Some other games that you guys might be familiar with would be like Armello, Gunfire Reborn, Cult of the Lamb is a really popular one.
Cult of the Lamb. So many people love that one.
Then you've got Dust and Elysian Tale, Beacon Pines, and then they have those, more NSFW games, which we won't mention.
But they're there.
Spirit of the North is another one. There's a lot of indie games that encompass like foxes and bears and birds that are really beautiful. Like just the story behind it, the music, the scenery. It's not necessarily furry like specific, but it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of other games here that I've never even heard of. There's one of them, Furry Love. Oh, yeah. I won't explain what it is. I will just say the name, Amorous.
Oh my god.
So there's all those games out there as well.
I feel like Okami was a big one because, I mean, Pokemon and Digimon, yes, but like smaller things like Okami, that was one of the first games I played as a younger person where you could be the animal and that was it. It wasn't just interacting with animals, you were the animal. There weren't a lot of games where you were running around as a dog or running around as a dragon besides like Spyro. So Okami was huge. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm the dog. I can't believe I'm the dog. I'm not a person with a dog. I'm not looking for dogs. I am the dog.
And I'm looking for a game that I played because someone else had mentioned it. And I'm like, yeah, I want to try this. It's like this dog. It's like a click and point kind of a game, but you're investigating certain things. And I'm trying to remember what it's called. Oh, yeah. Sunset Hills. Sunset Hills is more of like Paper Mario meets kind of cartoonish, but with rough like outlining and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so well done. Storyline is really well done. The characters in the game are really well done. There's puzzles in the game, which I had to look at multiple walkthroughs to try to figure it out because it was so effing hard. But there's lots of games. Oh, Spyro. That's in my list. Yeah, got lots of fun stuff.
One of my first fursuit interactions was with a Spyro fursuiter when I went to FWA for the first time ever.
I believe it. I mean, there's a lot of like Pokemon-esque like fursuiters out there as well.
Yeah.
That's kind of a thing.
I mean, there's entire meets just for people with Pokemon personas. Like, you really got to be attached to a property to have your persona be a mythical animal from that property, you know?
Yeah. I think one that might be really big that might be overlooked is World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So it's like D&D, but it's in virtual form. And it's, as I like to explain it, as a game for single people. You have endless time. Once you get with someone, then you're just like, oh, well, there's other things in life to live for. I actually was talking about it with someone last weekend. I was like, I really want to get back into World of Warcraft because the last one I played was Pandaria, and then Catalysm was another one. But there's all types of creatures you can play and stuff. And it's just a game that you get lost in forever.
Yeah.
Which is, not great when you have a social life.
Furries are very into escapism, and video games are great at doing that.
Oh, yeah.
We get a bunch of people with trauma and autism together, and they're going to want to escape the real world for a while.
Traumatism.
Traumatism. Not traumatism.
Traumatism.
That's crazy.
More of the most mainstream games out there, like Legend of Zelda, Pokemons, Digimons, Animal Crossing.
Pokemons and Digimons.
Oh yeah, those
The
are
way you
good.
said that.
I never watched or played Digimon.
I got into it for maybe a week or two as a kid until I realized that there were way more people looking animals. Like, a lot of the monsters are just like angels of death, and here's a man wearing armor. And I'm like, no, I'm here for the critters, dude. So none of critters for me. These are all people.
Felix was telling me that Animal Crossing is finally getting an update. They're not making a new a new game, but they are creating an update that is huge, which we've been waiting for years upon years.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll come to the Switch too. The update will be more prominent in that one, but the Switch will get an update where you no longer are just isolated to one island. You can actually have 3 islands.
Oh,
and
that's
there'll be more
incredible.
activities and more things to do, which I'm like, yes, I could get lost in it.
That's the struggle for me, is like, I like my island, but I want to do a different island, but I'm not ready to delete my island and start over. Having multiple islands so I can have multiple themes. Absolutely.
Well, and there's also like a DLC to the new Animal Crossing. Well, the
Happy Home one.
The Happy Home one, which is cute and fun, but it's not the same.
No, I want to decorate the island, not homes.
Yeah, so those are some of the more mainstream ones. If you guys have mainstream ones that we didn't mention, just let us know.
Yeah. I'd like to hear it.
Yeah.
So all of these elements of pop culture directly trickle in to furry through social media. Like, if you're picking up all of these things, whether it's video game or kid show or a movie, and then you get into the fandom and now you have access to the internet, then you're going to start seeing it in online places too. Like art gallery websites were huge. They're not really a thing anymore. Like we have FA, but no one really uses it. But back in the day, art gallery websites were riddled with furries, bro. Like that's where they lived.
For sure.
We also have things like animation trims and multiple animation projects on YouTube. YouTube was a big furry space for a while as well. Not even that long ago, like 2014, 2015, I think was like the renaissance of furry YouTubers. But I would say early 2010s was like the animated furry YouTubers. They had their huge spot in YouTube culture then.
Oh, yeah. There's not very many animated furry YouTube videos anymore out there. And if you do find one, they're not more than like maybe a minute or two long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is too bad, but you can find more smaller versions of them on like TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah. Or a lot of the YouTube ones, it's like, it's not animations, but they have talk sprites, and maybe they're talking about fandom stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I find that's pretty common. Right before we hit record, Space and I were talking about Cerberus, which was an older YouTube animation channel that had animations he did on his own, like the Rock and Roll Raccoons and the Grease song music video he did with the cat and the deer. Like, man, those videos were classic.
And I guess one thing we didn't even think to put in here were the actual furry music videos, like the ones that were done by Easy Wolf and Willian.
Mm-hmm.
Those were huge as well. Well, and those aren't necessarily like cult pop culture in itself, but it can be considered as plop culture. Pulp culture.
Oh, man.
It's one of those.
Well, they're influenced by pop culture. Like, I remember the movie that was done with those realistic clockwork creatures fursuits. I would argue that those were very much inspired by, like, Narnia.
Oh, yeah. Those were cool. And the ones, are they the same people that did the ones in England?
I think so.
They were really cool. They made like a full movie of it. It was like maybe like 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it was so cool to watch.
And they did a great job. I wonder if it's still posted. I'm sure it is. They put so much work into that. Yeah, those were clockwork creature fursuits.
Flash character makers.
Yeah, okay. So Flash character makers were big on DeviantArt, and it was when an artist would make a Flash game where you just have it's like a doll maker. So you get to pick your animal, and then you get to pick your color palettes and your markings. My very first persona I created because of those doll makers.
Oh, wow.
It was awesome. I remember actually Fur Affinity banned you from uploading screenshots from those doll makers because it wasn't considered like your art.
That makes sense, because Fur Affinity is supposed to be either art you've commissioned or art that you've done yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I remember that because so many younger furries would just use those as their rough sheets, but technically it's
not theirs.
It's not, like, it might be your character that you made because of this doll maker, but it's still art made by somebody else.
But what if you gave credit to the bottom line?
Yeah, I don't know.
Online roleplay. So this one's an interesting one, mostly because, online roleplay could go into World of Warcraft. Another one that goes into it that's very popular right now is virtual reality in VR chat. And you can literally, it's what a friend of mine said that he'll remain nameless just for anonymity. Anonymously, we'll just say that. It's easier for me to say. But he said VR chat and virtual reality is like a virtual fursuit. Mm-hmm. You can get them done. They're cheaper than getting a real fursuit. I think like base models going for like $50, and then the highest models go for as high as like a couple $100, which you could equate to the most baseline like starting point for a fursuit, but a lot goes into it. And then there's these like chat sessions you can go into, and you meet all of these people. And the cool thing about this versus like online chatting is that even though you're not there in person, you're there virtually, and it feels almost exactly like the same thing. Mm-hmm. And it's really cool. So it's something I've kind of started to dive into. I'm still figuring it out, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a learning curve to it, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure. Anime and cosplay is a direct route to the furry fandom.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've had cosplayers message me like, hey, I'm trying to make this thing, but it's more of a fursuit thing. Can you help me? And I'm like, yeah, I'll give you some advice. Like, there's, sure. Yeah, Absolutely, there is a link to that.
I'm not familiar with these social art chats. Didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah, so things like Animal Jam or IMVU. I remember there was a place called Wolf Home where you go in with it's very much like virtual reality, but it's old, right? So instead of having
like amino apps?
A VR, yeah, like amino, furry amino in a way, but you go in with a PNG and you click around and talk to different people in like chat rooms.
Oh, okay.
They're not much of a thing anymore, but they were very big. I used them a lot when I was a teenager.
One thing you probably could put into this category as well are it blinks my mind. I'm sure I could Google it, but I just don't want to. Maybe you'll know what it is. It's Omegle.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also known as something else.
I used to go into Omegle with my fursuit and like troll people.
Essentially, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically you go onto this like really simple app and it streams a live video, and then you can like refresh and talk to a new person every single time, but you never knew who or what you were going to get, which was also not policed. So you could get some really weird, gross weirdos out there, or
which is why Omegle isn't a thing anymore.
Yeah, I see people do videos every once in a while of it, but it's not necessarily. I think if it would ever become popular again, would be through TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. I think Omegle actually did get shut down because of like a pedophile problem.
Well, and I believe it.
Yeah.
Virtual pets.
Yes, Neopets, dude. Neopets were so big when I was in elementary school. Even my cousin and I, we would act like we were Neopets on like at our grandma's house. We'd run around the backyard and be like, we got to gather resources so we could afford a paintbrush. And if you've never played Neopets, then that probably sounds like a foreign language to you. But anyway, you get this little virtual reality animal and you have to take care of it. And to get money, you have to play games to earn that money. Webkins is another version of this. And Space, you mentioned Tamagotchis, right?
Hell yeah, I grew up on Tamagotchis.
I have a Tamagotchi on my water bottle right now.
Oh my God. It's fun because you just like basically feed them, change them, keep them alive. But I can't tell you how many Tamagotchis I killed.
I had a Tamagotchi on my water bottle and it started making like a noise. One of my students was like, Miss Teacher, your Tamagotchi's dying. And I was like, oh no. And I went and fed it. And like, God, Tamagotchis are still just so fun to have.
What was that? It was like a little handheld and you could take it to the grocery store and then like scan the barcodes of like cereal boxes.
Yeah, I remember
you would get
that.
like these like animal warriors that would like fight against each other and stuff.
I don't remember what they were called, but I remember those existing.
Let me see if I can figure out what this is. Scanners is what it was called. SKANNERZ.
Yeah, I never had one, but it's a cool concept.
It's basically like a kid version of like product scanners that stores use now.
Mm-hmm.
But basically you would go into a grocery store, you could scan anything you wanted to, and I'm pretty sure it was just already preloaded into the game, now that I think about it. But the idea was you would go and scan this barcode, and then you would get like this monster battle going on with your characters versus this monster battle, and it was such a thing.
I mean, keep your kid preoccupied while you're trying to do groceries, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
In a way that's not as brain rotty as just throwing an iPad at them.
I think that would be more fun to bring that back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool. It'd be cool if the monsters were based off of the item you scanned. Tampon monster, go!
Oh my God. Ew. Is that a real thing?
I don't know.
Oh my God. It might be. Tampon monster. If you're a legit artist out there and you're over the age of 18, I would love for you to create a tampon monster.
Oh my God.
And email it to us at talktothemuzzle@gmail.com. I'm pretty sure, you know what? I'm just going to go look at it right now. If I go to Fur Affinity.
Oh, Fur Affinity is going to have something, but it's not going to be what you want.
Fur Affinity has everything. Tampon monster. Okay, well, monster didn't bring up anything, but if I just type in tampon, it might.
Oh my God.
You brought it up. Oh God, lots of things come up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I bet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You did this to yourself.
I did do this to myself. And what the hell is this? I'm not going to describe it because it's weird.
Oh, furries.
But it is related to vor.
No!
Yeah. That's something in itself. I think we've talked about it before, but we won't ever bring it up again.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, these are all things that are essentially pop culture, furry, culture pipeline to one and each other. Kind of like a weird. Did you ever watch The Good Place?
Yeah.
What is the spaghetti tube that they refer to as like it's like the berry? God, let's see.
Oh no.
Good Place. I have to know now.
Now you're just totally preoccupied.
Yeah, I am.
Googling shit, the podcast. You didn't appreciate my joke space.
I'm sorry. I'm so I can't find it. I know what it is. They call it like the Jeremy Bearimy, I think.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Yeah, it's the Jeremy Bearimy. It's just like constant like squiggle, and it's actually in the name. They squiggle it in the name of Jeremy Bearimy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of like what the fandom is. It eventually leads to one thing at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's in the code.
It's in the code. Before we conclude, some additional things that people mentioned in our chat, and I do want to give credit to Alabaster, Ryu, Zuki, and Eugene. Oh, and of course, Rim. Rim's one of our editors. I think Rim's actually, no, maybe he is editing this one.
Hi. Sorry. No, it's me, Crow. I'm the one editing this one. By the way, happy 2026 to everyone. I hope your 2026 is filled with lots of joy and new experiences and positive new experiences.
Anyways, let's see. Movies they mentioned: Narnia, Raya the Last Dragon, and Chicken Little. Books. They said Warriors, Animorphs, Lion Boy, Guardians of the Gahul.
Oh, we should have brought up books. Yeah.
Yeah. Eugene brought up the Red Wall. Ryozuku said Ratchet and Clank.
Yes.
Jack for Dexter or Daxter.
Jack and Daxter.
Yeah. Stray, Pokemon games. Really any Pokemon games. They do mention Studio Ghibli stuff, early Disney, and Inuyasha. Yeah. So,
yeah, a lot of animes have anthropomorphic animals in them for sure.
Very much.
Very much so.
So thanks for responding to those, you guys. You're awesome.
Bless up.
And take us out.
Sure. If you have anything that led you into the furry fandom, whether it's from a video game or a book, a TV show, something from your childhood or something from your adulthood, it doesn't really matter. Email us at talktothemuzzle@gmail.com. We would love to see more examples of these that come from more than just, us. And you could follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, and all the links below. And feel free to join our Telegram chat. We have a really awesome community of people in there. Everyone's super friendly, and it's a good space to be in.
And the cool thing about the friendliness is that everyone backs each other up. So if someone's getting ganged up upon, or if there somehow is a spam bot that made it through our super secure system that Darren guy created, they tell us like right away, and we come in and we interject, or they'll actually stand up for that person. So it's a really good thing. And then of course, we kick and ban the other bad people. So it's a really good chat.
It's a nice, clean space. Very friendly. Safe for all ages.
Safe for all ages. Okay. Well, as usual, we thank you guys for listening to our show, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Bye, guys.